Hi, I'm Dr. Sandra Duncan. I'd like to share a story of transformation, a story of creating, a story of initiative, and a story of collaboration between the San Antonio chapter of the Texas Association for the Education of Young Children, Kaplan Early Learning Company, and the YMCA of San Antonio. This story is about how a classroom makeover changed not only children's lives, but impacted the parents, local community, and those who work with young children across the state of Texas and beyond. The vision of the classroom makeover started with Dr. Melissa Williamson and the San Antonio chapter of the Texas AEYC, who wanted to honor one teacher from the San Antonio area in a special way through the Dr. Sandra Duncan Environmental Teacher Appreciation Award. This teacher would have the glorious opportunity for a classroom makeover. The vision continued with Kaplan Early Learning Company, who's a champion for early childhood and lifelong learning. Kaplan truly believes in the magic of childhood and that when we play, we learn. So when Kaplan heard about this project, the company was quite quick to respond and excited to support and contribute to this initiative. So the lovely teacher on the right is Jeanette, who is the well-deserved winner of the classroom makeover. Jeanette teaches preschoolers at the YMCA in San Antonio. This picture was taken at a special event honoring Jeanette at the Texas AEYC conference in San Antonio. Approximately 60 people came to meet and honor Jeanette, as well as to see the classroom makeover reveal. The festive event included munchies, cakes, an awards ceremony, and of course, plenty of laughter, smiles, and hugs. On the screen, you will see a list that's limited of some of the people or organizations who attended this event. So here was our starting point with the classroom makeover. This is Jeanette's classroom. Armed with the research of Fisher, Godwin, and Selkman, who found that visually and physically overloaded environments are detrimental to children's development, we began the classroom transformation. Step one was to break the aesthetic code of traditional classroom design. Rather than focus on stuff that's on the walls, on the shelves, on the floors, we learned how to focus the elements of design for emotion-based environments. The most important element of emotion-based environments is beauty and wonder. We know from the research and the work of Dr. Ruth Wilson that children not only need beauty in their lives, they deserve beauty. Beauty is wonder, and wonder is the motivator for learning. Step two, in the middle of these three images, you'll see a crude drawing, and that was the potential layout. That's where we started. We discussed possibilities, we dreamed, we assigned tasks, we discovered quite a few unanticipated challenges, and we gathered the troops. We continued preparing the space by engaging the community, decluttering the space, clearing the palette, scrounging for some free stuff that we needed but didn't have, freshening up with a coat of paint, and purchasing a few new items. Step four was empathic design. Empathic design is creating environments from the end user's viewpoint. In the case of this classroom, children are the primary end users. One of the important ideas in classroom design is to understand how children view the world. Children's viewpoints are governed by their height. To find out what a child's viewpoint is in the classroom, we did this. We scooched down to the height of the child and we got in the door jamb. We found out what children could see and couldn't see, and we designed around that information. We designed the classroom based on children's viewpoints. We took all that we learned and applied these new design concepts and understandings to the design of Jeanette's classroom, not only from the view from the door, but we also looked at the view from the middle of the room, as you can see in the right-hand image. So I'd like to show you a few before and after pictures. In these before and after pictures, you're going to see how we broke the aesthetic code. We designed through an empathic understanding of design principles, and we applied these new design concepts and understandings to Jeanette's classroom. Let's take a look at an example of designing appropriate views from the classroom image. In the image on the right, the picture is taken at the child's height, standing in the middle of the classroom entry door. Look all the way to the far wall and you'll see the door to the playground. On the right of this image is a wall that was dividing the two spaces. There was a classroom to the left of this wall and a classroom to the right of this wall. On the end of the wall were two gates that swung back and forth, allowing children to go back and forth between the classrooms. If you see on the right-hand image, the before image, what the child sees is the back of that wall. You see the green arrow. You can see that the child sees plenty of table legs, ends of cabinets, chairs stacked up, and don't forget that bright blue wall near the playground entry door. So if you look on the left, this is what happened after taking down the wall and taking down the gates and installing low shelving units, one row facing one classroom and the other row facing the other classroom. This is the entry from the door where you can see two small charming containers. On the right container, in the container are name stones. Children's names are written on large stones. Children transition from their outside world to your inside world by finding their name stone, taking it out of the one container, and putting it into the charming giraffe container on the left. This is a daily ritual that encourages children to transition from their world to your world. It also is a ritual that says to the child, I am important, I'm here, and I'm a member of this community. Other things that you can see from the view from the door in the remodel or the remake of this classroom is that you can see into a few of the learning centers from the door. This again encourages children to come from their world into your world. Understanding children's viewpoints from the middle of the classroom is just as important as the view from the door. From the middle of the classroom, a child should be able to see into several learning centers before actually getting into the center. If you stand in the middle of your classroom, scooch down to the child's height and look in all four directions, be sure that children do not see a lot of backs of shelving units. Be sure that the child can see into at least one or two of the learning centers and see what exciting opportunities await before they actually get into the Learning Center. You can see on the right before picture that the, the image from the middle of the room, that children have a hard time looking beyond and what's behind that shelving unit. Look on the right-hand side image, which is the before picture, and take special note of the beautiful circular rug. We decided to take that rug and place it into the home living center, but we decided that we wanted to have a natural color table and chairs so as not to detract from the rug. Notice how the circle rug defines the center rather than having a multitude of shelving units. And imagine how children can easily navigate this space because of the furniture placement. One last thing to notice is the hanging lampshade. It's empty. It's hanging from the ceiling over the home living table. This helps children find their way to this area. If you look in the before picture, when the wall was dividing the two spaces, and now look to the left-hand picture, the after picture, you can see that the shelving units are dividing the space. They're lower than the wall was, and we're also defining the division of those two spaces with window panes, where the glass has been taken out of the window panes. Also notice how the outside light cascades into the room when the coverings have been taken off from the windows. Notice the beautiful shadow that's coming from the tree in the lower left corner of that image. With the window frames and the sun shining into the room, this space looks and feels like a great place for children to be. The classroom transformation resulted in not only a better place for children, but also for the staff. Listen to teacher Jeanette and her teammate who works with her in the adjoining space, which we also transformed.
So, ladies, we're all done. Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling and what you think, and what are your ideas about this whole process, and just tell me how you're feeling right now.
I feel very excited. I love it. The kids are excited because I've been telling them that we're getting a new room. So they're all like, what's going on? And I'm like, we're getting new stuff. So I think it's going to be a big surprise when they walk in. I don't know if we'll be in here tomorrow morning, but if we are, they're going to be really excited. And I think they're going to love it.
I feel thrilled that I got a new room. It's so much space. Um, it feels more, how should I say, not overwhelmed as much as we used to have the room.
Yeah.
We had like a lot of colors here and there, a lot of toys.
And it seems so much smaller.
Yes, my room seems small, like really small. And now that I look at it, it's much bigger. Like there's more space, and I love that. I feel like the kids will be more comfortable with the toys and the setting and the natural things that are in the room now. So I feel like they'll get excited too about the kids, getting the toys, and I don't know. I feel like they're gonna like it. It's gonna be so
And I
awesome.
love that wherever we stand, we can see them, and there's no hiding places. There's no, they can see us, and we can see them as well everywhere in each of the classrooms. So I think they're going to like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for going on this journey with us.
It's an amazing
Yes,
journey.
Yeah, it's an amazing journey, and
Yes.
you guys did so well in terms of preparing the room before we got here, and I thank you for that, and thank you for just going along and being very flexible. I know it's kind of hard when we tear your room apart.
No, it's not. No,
But thank you. And
No.
one thing I really hope that you learn from this experience is less is more.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it doesn't mean that you can't have a lot of stuff. You can have a lot of stuff, but it just means put few things out, and when the children tire or you think it's time for them to change, then you just quickly change. And this is what um, this is what they're doing right now. They've got all of these wonderful baskets, and they're filled with replacements for the shelves. So I thought that was a really good idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We love it.
Now listen to Debbie, who's the Vice President of Youth Development for the YMCA, and listen carefully about what she talks about with beauty. Okay, Debbie, we're done now, and I just wanted to have a little conversation with you about what you thought of the process and what you learned today and what you think going forward this means for everybody, including the children, of course.
I am just blown away. I had no idea. We were so ecstatic to find out that we were the recipients of the classroom makeover, and I knew the classroom looked good. I knew it was going to look great. I had no idea it was going to be this gorgeous. And it looks like something you see out of a magazine. And the environment, it's open, it's there's a lot of options and choice. It's not as cluttered. It is gorgeous. I can't wait for the kids and the parents to be in the room tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So finally, we have a few words from the director of the center, and she talks about engaged children.
So one of the first things that we noticed after the classroom makeover was how calm these children have become. Not only that, everybody likes calm children, but not only are they calm, but they're engaging. They're engaging together. They're loving their space. And although there's less materials, the materials are more intentional. So there's more intentional play. And the engagement that they are showing is amazing.
Mari believes that all children are worthy of beauty. I do too. This classroom transformation brought beauty into the lives of young children. And as you can see from the graphic on the right-hand side of this slide, is that beauty promotes wonder, emotions promote wonder, aesthetics promote wonder. Wonder is the motivator for learning. Beauty promotes wonder, and from wonder comes deep engagement in learning. It has been my pleasure to tell you this story and to be a part of this transformation. My heart is filled with gratitude to all of those who helped make Jeanette's classroom a place that is worthy of miracles. Those children who walk into her classroom each and every day. Thank you, YMCA. Thank you, San Antonio Chapter, Texas AEYC. And thank you, Kaplan Early Learning Company, for helping us transform Jeanette's classroom into a place that is worthy of miracles. Anita Rue Olds once said, "Children are miracles. We must make it our job to create with reverence and gratitude a space that is worthy of a miracle."